Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share, and it has been a minute since I shared layouts. I think there might be, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 or so in here. In addition to the paper ones I've done a couple digital ones, and all except the digital ones have videos. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. If you need help finding a video, if you want to know how to do one and you missed the video, just message me and I'll try to get that link to you. So I'm going to just start out. Let me make sure I've got light so that I'm thinking that you'll be able to see these fairly well and the spacing is about right. This one is one I did for Mixed Media Mayhem, and I'm just not sure about it. I don't like that big old splotchy thing, and I tried to kind of make that fade into the background a bit by using a contrasting ink and doing some stamping around it. And the colors kind of go with the colors in his shirt, and I love the photo, even though it's the only one we have, and it was taken through the glass that was in front of a frame, and the frame in the original photo are long gone. Actually, they're not long gone. It's just that the photo stuck to the glass, and you couldn't pull it away without losing it. It was the only copy that we had. You know, I guess back in 1992. I wasn't a scrapbooker, so I didn't know to make copies of precious photos. And I didn't know that photo was so precious. It was kind of one of those everyday things that that you just don't think about. There's some practicing that I did on the back, and it did not make perfect. So let me get something to put these down on when I'm finished showing them to you. So Mixed Media Mayhem, it's in the album for the 16th. Well, actually, I did it on the 16th. I have no idea what album it is. You know, I did it on the 16th of January. This is one I did for Mini Paper Madness, and I used 8x8 sheets from a Glitz design collection called what? I think it's a nautical collection anyway. And I just thought those colors would be perfect for this strip of black and white photos of James and Barrett kind of goofing around outside a football game that James took Barrett to. And I have some Bramble Fox chevrons. I think you'll see some more of those in this batch. And a 49 and Market photo strip and some more Bramble Fox stuff. And of course I have a bee for Barrett. Just an envelope with some tickets sticking out and some holy moly things from Bramble Fox. This page right here is probably... Well, I have a couple of favorites. This may be one of my favorite pages I've ever made. And it's a scrap lift for Scrap Squad Sunday. And I'm using Vicki Boutin's Discover and Create collection. And a Bramble Fox title. I've got some clear stickers. I die cut some papers. I die cut some leaf sprigs. I think I didn't put the leaf sprigs in on the video. That was something I realized I had forgotten afterwards. But I love the sequin colors on there. And there's some Nouveau drops on there. I just love it. And I love the photo. I was able to kind of pull them out of, they were standing in front of Patrice's apartment, and I blended it with a photo of penguins that I pulled off of Instagram, and then I was able to kind of match up where the sky changed to the ice with the papers behind it. It just came out great. I couldn't have wanted more. So this one, I like this one too. This one is the family gathered. I guess that was Christmas Eve, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and we're just kind of a family guy. It's not a particularly great photo, but I love the people in it, and I love this page. It's a Scrap Backwards Monday, and I used a Scrap-A-Sketch number 100, and I love this. It's just a happy new year. I've got all kinds of florals and a mix of pattern papers. These are both my mind's eye collections, but they're probably 10, 12 years apart in release. This is one that I did for Christmas in January. On the 25th of every month, we have a hop where we scrap Christmas. And this one uses an old basic gray paper. There, in fact, I think I have old basic gray, and that's a what is that? Is that I don't know what that is. I can't even tell you. But if you watch the video, I think I tell you then. I took photos of the tree. I didn't get the top of the tree, so I actually cut it into a triangle and put a star up top. And these are different views. And my plan is, and I'm going to do it actually today, to print these on plain paper and draw lines to the different ornaments and give the history of the ornaments, just to keep with it. It's just a record, for the family to know when they open up those boxes of ornaments, kind of where they came from. There are ones that James handmade when he was in elementary school. There are some that came from my family tree back when I was a kid, and lots of them from James's trees, a lot of Disney characters and things like that. And then there are ones that my grandkids handmade. So it's there's a lot of history on our tree. This is I have a leaf sprig that came off, and it looks like it wasn't ever glued down, so I'm going to glue it down if I can figure out where it came from. Where does this look like it wants to be? I don't know. I'm going to put it right in here. So there. This is a Mixed Media Mayhem plus Pink Fresh Friday, and everything on it is Pink Fresh from different collections. I forget again. One is Lovely Blooms, one of the collections, and then these leaves were cut from a fall paper, and the original that we were scrap lifting had those rub-ons from 49 and Market that were like kind of sunrays with some stamping. So I used a sunray stencil and I blended some inks to get the color I wanted, and then I did some random stamping across it to kind of mimic that look. Again, I love this page. It's a kind of a conglomeration of, dreaming of spring in the depths of winter. So there's some Bramble Fox stuff on there too. Speaking of Bramble Fox, I have some here, and this is just a fun page done for Simple Stories Saturday, and it uses the Simple Stories Sunkissed collection, and I just had a few scraps left, but I had this perfect Bramble Fox title. I cut some photos of the kids into circles, and then used I've fussy cut some circular embellishments, and then added some other little tiny stuff to that. Just a whimsical kind of fun page that didn't take me very long to do. This one I absolutely love. It's unusual for me. This was a Scrap Squad Sunday scrap lift, and it was, let's see, I've got something. I did some stenciling inside. I did some die cutting. There's some small color matched elements, and I have my circular photo of my sweetie there, and it's I picked it because of that great big old gorgeous smile. I included sunflowers and a penguin for him, and the rest of it is just kind of whimsy and whatever color matched. But the journaling says, "You make me smile even today." All I have to do is look at that picture, and I just can't help but smile, even though it feels like I want to cry a fair amount of the time this time of year. Right now, I'm enjoying remembering the happy times. This is another one of him. There are a lot of pages of him in this batch. This is a photo I didn't know existed. James took it when we were out tubing on the Chattahoochee River, and I just kind of pulled some scraps, 12-inch side scraps from my Scrap Backwards kit. This was a Scrap Backwards Monday, and Baby got scraps, and I used some wood veneer leaves, an arrow there, nothing particularly exotic here, just things that I figured there was every color in the universe in this photo, so I used every color in the universe, and I let the photo be my title, Tube Pro. And here's a goofy one. This one is a Baby Got Scraps challenge. I mean, it's not for any particular challenge. I wanted to use this Story People thing. This is a scan of a framed Story People print that I bought as a gift for John on my very last business trip in New York City in 2008. And I've just had to take it down because we had some work done on our windows, and the hanger is messed up, so I'm gonna have to work on that for a while. But I used all kinds of stuff from my Scrap Backwards kit here. This background is paper that was sent to me in a wonderful Happy Mail box from my friend Sharon, and she included some burlap in hers, and it reminded me that I had this burlap ribbon, the shape of which fitted better than what she'd sent. This is a Heidi Swap paper that John picked out for me back 100 years ago at Archivers. There are all kinds of little nods to John here. The turtle is me, the sunflower and the penguin are him. The toucan is just because he's cute. And what is that? That is a camera piece of flair. There are lots of things from and about John and from and about dear friends of mine. So this was a sentimental page, and I love it for what it is. And this one, this one was fun to do. This was for Off the Board, and the pen that I chose to be influenced by was one by Tara McLean, and hers had a center cluster, and she had a die cut palm tree in her photo cluster. Well, my palm tree die has this really long trunk, and I thought it might be cool to have it up here and have my cluster and everything down here. I die cut this netting using a visible images die, and I put a pineapple there just for for Crystal Barrett. Pineapple Papers is how she's known on Instagram and YouTube. And the palm tree die came with this sunshine and these seagulls, and I had another little palm tree die, so I cut it out of a navy blue pattern that was part of the Bella Boulevard collection. And then I also had another set of dies that included a sailboat, and some sunglasses and living the beach life. And then this says this year my resolution is to fit into my flip-flops by summer. So I might make it. Then of course I have the Steven Duncan turtle here, a cute little Bramble Fox camera that matches the color of the netting, and the penguin for John, and I think there's a sunflower peeking out there. This was just a fun one to do, and I used a more sun rays kind of coming out there, and that's a Scrap-A-Sketch stencil. But I had a lot of fun with this one. It's a photo of us at our favorite place in Pensacola, our Margaritaville, which was our home away from home. This is a this is a load page. By now, load has started. This was February 1st. It was my first load page, and the prompt was something about I forget what the prompt was. Something about a rivalry and to use a checkerboard type print. Well, this is my nod to checkerboard there, and I even have a little checker on it. And the rivalry we're talking about is the rivalry that John and I had playing this game Whirlyword, which we got. It was a free download from Starbucks back in, I don't know, maybe 2012 or so. And I still have his phone, and when I get stuck on my game that I play on my phone, I go play on his phone and get him caught up to me, and then I come back and usually I can solve the thing. I picked two vibrant pattern papers for the corners and then toned them down by placing sunflowers on them. And I had this that I'd fussy cut from a P13 paper. It's about a treat, and this is about, playing the game at Lovable, where we'd get these acai bowls. This is a picture of John and his chocolate bowl, and my it was called a Kathy Special, and it was this bottom part was a berrylicious made with about 4 kinds of berries, and this was mango, and then it's topped with fresh fruit and pineapple and a little bit of honey. Oh my gosh, it was good. And sadly, Lovable is not in business anymore. This is for the Groundhog Day hop, and for that hop, and I don't have it here with you, for that hop we're scrap lifting ourselves every year. So I had two. I had the original that I scrap lifted last year, and then this one is kind of a lift, a composite lift of the two of those. It's also for Mixed Media Mayhem, where the recipe included a stamped background, splatters, and Nouveau drops. So I stamped those flowers and a lot of the dots, and I did the splatters, and then there are yellow Nouveau drops in the centers of the flowers. So this one was fun, and that's a picture of Reese with static electricity causing her the hair on her ears to stand straight up. This is great. This is one of those that I have to say is one of my favorites ever in the history of my scrapping. It's my, if I were to sum up my style, it would be this page. It's piles and piles of stuff, but hopefully kind of tucked in and layered so that there's some interest that all kind of points to the photo. And I think that black and white striped frame with the acetate insert helps, and it's from the same collection as this. Everything here is from my Scrap Backwards kit. And there's a tag here and a tag, this tag and this tag up here that have these great string ties with the little wooden bead on them. And this one's hanging loose right here. And there's a pin on there that I'm hanging a few things from, the butterfly, the glasses, the tag, and then there's another tag. And I don't know, I just love it. The idea was, and I'm kind of influenced by and lifting the style of Julie Taylor, who, as you know, is one of my favorites. And she had a layout that she called her purple page that she did a while back that she used a paper that was circled, and I think she reinforced the circle with stitching. And my stitching stamps, this is for Stamp It Like It's Hot, and my stitch stamps were straight, so I couldn't make a circle. So I just made a diamond. They're kind of a wonky diamond because it's not even, and that was kind of by intent. But it just has a whole bunch of stuff I love, like the ice cream cone, which is some packaging from Visible Image Stamps. I love this page, and I love all the blues and then the hints of yellows and oranges as accents. And this one I love too. It's just a great family memory, and I've got a sticker that came up off of a page I did today. And I'll put it back. I'm sure that's not proper scrapbooking protocol to put the pin in your mouth, but sometimes it is what it is. This is called House Rules, and it's photos from game night. It's a load page that's also for Scrap Squad Sunday. I was scrap lifting Jessica Michaels, and her page had a couple photos, and then she had an arc that was stamped, and then so it kind of looked like a circle, a stamped circle, kind of underneath the photos. And she had some chevrons at the top and at the bottom, and she had a paint swath there. I tried to duplicate that with stamping, and I didn't like it, so I just kind of stamped some other stuff over it and put a lot of sequins and stars and hope that you didn't notice any of that. I used a lot of word strips. I have a bee there for Barrett, a ladybug for Katybug, a squirrel for Baby Squirrel, who is in... which picture is she in? She's in this one. She's over here. She's this little squirt here moving things around and not really playing the game. So I had a lot of fun with this. The technique prompt at load was to put a house on your page, and it was talking about using house rules where you kind of change the rules if you need to, and we definitely changed the rules. In fact, we kind of threw them out the window when Ava came, because we knew, she in this picture I think she was 3, So not exactly a Monopoly player yet. In fact, what we were playing there was not Monopoly, but it was Chocolatopoly, which was a chocolate-based Monopoly game, and it was a gift that we had given John for his birthday. So we were having fun with that. This is today's page for load and for Scrap Backwards Monday. And the technique prompt was to use, it was based on the game Scrabble. So the technique prompt was to use Scrabble letters. So I had to put some upside down to get the word spelled properly. But for Scrap Backwards, I kind of, on the video for this one, I actually go through the end-to-end process, although at the end, and I finished it without a photo because I selected the photo off my phone during the video and I had to go print it. I actually filtered it to get this color to kind of go with the overall colors. It was a little too brown and beige for me to put on this colorful page. So I had, I went back and found a few more stickers to add in, and I had these, the idea being to use my stash. I had these feathers, which I thought might look like flames coming out of the back of the Jeep, you know, just silly stuff like that. I added this arrow and this arrow. And I think I added these two little hearts right here. And I think the butterfly was on camera. But this says, there's no place I'd rather be. And that's kind of a nod to Reese really wanting to be out there in the backyard with the deer and the squirrels and the chipmunks that are out back there, and occasionally coyotes. But that's why she doesn't go back there, is because there are coyotes in the neighborhood. These are the two digital pages that I did. Very quick pages that I did over the weekend when I had a lot of other stuff going on and didn't have time to make paper pages. This one was done with Heidi Swap's, I think it's called Wolfpack. And I started it with this stitched frame that didn't come from Heidi Swap. It came from a different collection. I love that stitched frame. And I actually have two different stitch frames. One is stitched in white, one is stitched in black. And then I put this line of trees, and then I layered this big frame over it, put the two photos inside the frame, added a heart. These are some feathers that I've set there to kind of look like trees that are closer. And I think I have a couple leaf sprigs behind the heart. And in front of the heart it says, "This view." So that's kind of, you know. And up here, this says planning her next move, and it was about planning. The prompt was about planning, so that was a nod to that. This is about the game Sorry, based on the game Sorry. So I have my title is Hey Sorry, and it got a couple photos. That's the front, and this is the back of the little house that we renovated. We spent a couple of years renovating it, and then promptly sold it and moved to where we are now. It wasn't all that promptly, actually. It was on the market for quite a while after we had actually moved here. This, the papers are all Paige Evans' Garden Shop. And this is from Wild at Heart by Crate Paper, the word hey. And in the story, I tell that sometimes the prompt was to talk about an apology that you want to give someone, or that you think you're owed, you want someone to give you. And so what I talk about here is that in light of how few years we would have in the future, I sometimes feel like I should apologize to John for how much time and money we spent fixing up that little house that we didn't live in very long. And we didn't know that at the time. Obviously, we thought we were going to be there forever. But, you know, if we hadn't fixed, you know, hadn't bought it and fixed it up, we'd have missed so many, just countless amazing hours with the kids playing in the pool and ourselves, you know, enjoying, you know, being back there. So I don't think he would have any regrets. I don't think he had any regrets. But it's kind of one of those things that comes to mind. And I don't know about you, but I hope you don't think I'm crazy. But I talk to him a lot. And sometimes I apologize to him for not maybe using those early years when we were still young and a little more fit to actually do some more traveling. I mean, yeah, we traveled a lot. If you've seen my pages, you know that. But, you know, you always want more. Anyway, those are my pages, and I thank you for watching this video, and I thank you for all of the comments and love that you leave me on my YouTube channel. And by the way, I am, I don't know, 30 some odd subscribers away from reaching 2,000. And I don't pay a whole lot of attention to that, but someone pointed that out to me the other day, that I have 1.96 or 97 or something. And what I'm going to do is, when I reach 2,000, I'm going to have a hop, and I'm going to give some prizes away. I've kind of been building up a set of prizes. So I'll probably have 5 giveaways on my channel when I reach that. So anything you can do, if you haven't subscribed already, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit like if you watch a video and like it. And please give me feedback if you don't. I would want to hear that too. And I just thank you all for being out there. You're all the best imaginary friends anyone could hope for. Bye.